almost everyone uses Ansible these days. It's understandable. Ansible is easy to install, easy to learn and easy to use. Almost everyone who uses Ansible asks for Ansible Tower. So Ansible Tower is a graphical web interface for Ansible which allows to make workflows of Ansible playbooks and schedule them on a service. Ansible Tower is a commercial product of Red Hat. There is no version of Ansible Tower for Linux on Power or AWX. But there is an open source version of Ansible Tower. It is called Ansible AWX, almost the same as AIX but with W. Ansible AWX works well on Intel platform. It is developed there and so it works there. There is no real installation package for Ansible AWX. You have to download open source code from GitHub and build it using Docker, Docker Compose, Node.js and Python. So if you have luck, it will work. There are many guides how to do it in the internet. I tried to port Ansible AWX to Linux on Power and it took me an enormous amount of time. So I think it took 2 months total and with many interruptions. I thought it is impossible to port it. I will never do it. So it takes so much, it has many dependencies. But at the end I ported it. And I made installation packages for Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7 and 8 and SUSE Linux Enterprise Server 15. So and today I will show you how to install Ansible AWX on Linux on Power on Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7. So it is a fresh installed and updated CentOS 7 virtual machine. There are several differences between CentOS 7 and Red Hat 7. I write them down under the video. First of all, we must install IPL and software collection repositories. Now let's try to find and install AWX RPM package. The package has a lot of dependencies. Now you will see them all. Oops, it looks like I forgot something. So this is one of the differences between CentOS and Red Hat. CentOS 7 software collection is missing the Postgres runtime package. I don't know why. The Intel version of software collections has the package but not the Power version. I compiled the package and uploaded it on the Power DevOps server. Let's install it first. Okay, now we can repeat AWX installation. As I said before, it had a lot of dependencies. And it will take some time to install it. Accept all the keys and wait. Oh, now it is installed, and we have to configure it before we start AWX. First of all, I switched off firewall and SE Linux. I don't have any SE Linux policy for AWX in the package, and that's why I prefer to switch it off. Set it to disabled, and that's it. So now we have to configure Redis to work with AWX. So AWX works with Redis through Unix socket. So we have to uncomment it in the configuration file and set the correct permission to it. The next step is to set correct permission for supervisor runtime directory. In order Nginx, our web server, be able to serve AWX pages, it must be in the group AWX. And now prepare the database. So it is prepared. Let's start it. So, looks good. Postgres is started. Now we create the database and populate it. First we create an AWX user for Postgres. Create user. And then database, owned by the user. So now let's create database structure. So it takes some time, almost as long as the package installation. It's ready. Let's go to the next step and create an administrator. You can name it as you want. I name it quite simple, admin. Okay, password, yeah. And let's create some sample data and provision the AWX instance. So, the final step is to change the host name in etc tower settings by. You find the cluster host ID, and there should be your host name. So we configured AWX And now we can start it and check that everything works. So, let's first check Redis. Looks good. Then Nginx. Also good. And then Supervisor. So, well, everything looks good. So try to check the web interface. Wow, it opens! Amazing! I use my super admin user I created before to log in into AWX. Wow! I was even able to log in into it. AWX running on Power. Power AWX. Let's check our sample data, if it really works. Caution, you need an internet connection at this step. Looks good. It is green. Now start the job. It is starting. Who? Hello world. Hello Power AWX world. It works. As you see, it takes 10 to 15 minutes to install and make initial configuration of Ansible AWX. After that, you are ready to run your playbooks. If you find it useful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel and write your comments down under the video. Thank you!